it is.
Walking like
Look
that?
at him.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
they're
is.
supposed to bring him on down here. But is he gonna have to throw a switch?
I think you have to maybe press the
Get it on camera, David.
Okay.
That's him. Look at him.
That's him.
Oh, that's a black.
That's not a black. He's wearing long sleeves.
Oh, okay.
See, they're doing that on purpose so that we can, they let him walk along there and that train's behind him. They're doing that on purpose. Let him do that to somebody.
It was today.
David, you get my camera and you take a picture too. This is ready to take. Which one does the cards?
They blow the horn. They blow the
Good at that.
He's staring at all of us. He wonders who all this is. He's staring at all of us. Look.
He sees us. There he sees us. Here comes old Charlie Tanner. I wish I could hold this camera still, but holding on is kind of hard. There he is, throwing his last switch. I do want that Matthews guy.
It won't be long.
Isn't that laughing?
That's like Lance. The Lance guy who's in there.
Huh? Do what?
We just changed it.
Okay, Matthew, look. Look at Granddaddy. Look at him. Look at Granddaddy.
There's Granddaddy.
Granddaddy, wave at Granddaddy. Wait, see Granddaddy on the train? That's Granddaddy on the train. Good. Show her Granddaddy. Get Granddaddy, get his picture, Lance, when he gets real close.
What do you say now?
Kept him in suspense until he saw you standing over. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I just found out all this is surprise.
Get back in front of the train. You got to get some pictures though. Take it back. Get one man. Look at Emily. Look at Granddaddy. Emily. Say, hey, Granddaddy. That's Granddaddy.
Oh well, that's it.
Is that all of that?
I thought you had more than 12.
So you wonder who that Glenn was I was talking to the other night, didn't you?
Now who?
That Glenn I was talking to.
Yeah, who was it?
Hey, Granny.
Hey, Creek. I just found out now he called Boston because what time we get there.
On vacation. I called for about a week before I ever got it.
I'm supposed to take that engine in the shop, but he's doing it for me.
They're doing it for you. You're supposed to be.
Something I got to turn in
You're
here.
supposed to be partying.
I won't need this no more.
You won't.
Thank goodness.
Hey, Dad.
Hey. I didn't know who that was till I recognized her.
Hold up. Hold up, Matthew's
Emily before I did
outfit.
you.
Let's get that in the picture. Look here what you gave Matthew. Look here. This is, get a picture. Look at here, the outfit you gave Matthew. It's Matthew's outfit. Look, there you go, the picture.
A little choo-choo outfit.
Yeah, he's going to wear that. He's going to be a
Like a
choo-choo.
good looking railroad man, wasn't he?
Hope not.
Well, hey, how you doing? I got to
This feels like a good breeze out here now.
turn this in.
Well,
Looking kind of dark over that
you
way.
might can go home, can't
Last time,
He's been taking a picture all the way up the road on
you? Yeah.
With a
that-
camera, too.
Give him sugar.
Is he doing that for y'all?
Yeah, give him sugar.
You kid.
What do you think he's
What do you
doing
think
it for?
he's doing it for? Just to be
He
taking
said he's
pictures?
doing it for Blair.
Well, see, they lie. They lie down here. Didn't you know that?
Blair's a little son.
See, he just told you that. Is that Sandy that was doing that?
I can't get it.
Is that Sandy doing that?
Yeah.
See, now you got a tape of you going and of us
Who's
down here
drinking?
waiting on you.
This yours?
I had one.
You want some of this?
Yeah. I got it.
He don't, I'm dirty and sweaty. He don't know pictures.
All right, then.
He don't want his picture
Here comes
taken.
the train. I'll get behind you. 1, 2, 3.
All right, that's good. Thank you.
Hey, Lance.
Thank you.
He's a par golf.
what's that?
He's a par golfer.
Oh, no.
Need to give me some lessons.
They both play good golf.
I got it. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you. So y'all want to see Sandy in person?
Well, if you do, it doesn't really matter.
We're not in a hurry,
Well, they'll
Daddy.
be out. They'll be out.
We're not in a hurry.
What's a few more minutes?
I want to meet Sandy, the big TV star.
Yeah, so we stood around here so we could meet the TV star. It's good. I felt like
Stand right there.
Glenn, that he could take care of everything. But he didn't have to find it out on the phone. What's your deal, Brad? I said, there was some I'll take care of it. See the choo-choo?
We got a little bit of business we got to tend to.
Hey, how y'all?
This is Sandy, my engineer. I guess you've seen him
How you
before.
doing? Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Y'all
Good to
see
see you.
him. Sandy.
You Lance?
Yes, sir.
I heard about you.
They all said they wanted to stay around and watch the TV star.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
here.
Chris. Nice to meet you. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm Margaret.
This-
Mercy.
this
Nice to
is-
meet you.
oh,
All right.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Lance Tanner.
This is my conductor.
Hi.
This is Sandra, my daughter-in-law. This is my granddaughter.
Pretty little girl.
This is my daughter Ann.
Hi, how are you?
Margaret.
Yes. Hey.
This is Matthew.
That's the newest one?
Yeah, this
You-
is David. and
Yeah,
Sandra.
you have plenty to do. Looks like y'all made it just in the nick of time.
Yeah, we wanted to speak
Yeah.
to y'all.
Well, I got old Dad. I bluffed him. He doesn't know it, but I got him in action all the way up the road and back down. So I'm gonna get you a copy of the tape.
Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye. Thanks a lot, Sandy.
He
All
didn't
right.
know what you were doing. He said he just thought you were doing it.
I told him I was doing it for my boy.
Hey, Daddy. Just wanted to wish you a happy.
This is, I can get a date on this thing here. There we go, 10:04 a.m., January 29th, 1992. This is Andrews Yard, Columbia, South Carolina. That's the rear end of 156 outbound. Putting DT on the rear, getting ready to make a brake test and leave going to Spencer, North Carolina. There's a picture of the tower. And we are on train 371. Getting ready to leave, go to Spartanburg. This is a picture of our diesel shop over here where we service the engines, Andrews Yard. This is Rip Track Hill where the cars are rolled through that are repaired. We've got to move now. This picture of our conductor, our illustrious conductor, Mr. Barnes. We'll see more of him later on. He's going to get a Coca-Cola. And this is a picture of the yard office and the Rip Track and our other engine. We have 2 engines today, about 12 cars. We'll gather up a few more as time goes on up the road. We're going to meet the other train at Carlisle today and swap engines out, and that's one of the things we have to do. So we'll take a little time right now to meet our crew. Here's the head end brakeman, Mr. Charlie Tanner, sitting there in the front seat, and our conductor, the illustrious Mr. Barnes, sitting in the back seat. We're going to talk more with these fellas here in a minute. This is the new Amtrak station here in Columbia. See if we can get anybody to come out and wave at us. There he is. There's our friend Mr. Muzon, the ticket agent, Amtrak. Got a customer leaving there. How about you, Mr. Barnes? You're a conductor. How long you been a conductor?
I guess about 12 years then.
And you also do other things like run engines?
Occasionally.
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 Yeah. Up and coming engineer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But we like mostly to work in the shop, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's exactly right.
The shop.
How about you, Mr. Tanner? You've been railroading a good while now, haven't you?
Over 36 years.
Good gracious. Is there anything special about this trip?
My last one.
I hear you. I hear you, the last one. And we happy too, aren't we?
Very happy.
Very happy, I hear you. Signal. Here's a picture of the side of Cockdale Carpets. We're going through the Congaree Vista Ditch. That's what we call it, the ditch, right in front of it. Getting ready to go through the tunnel. There's our signal. That's what tells us to go, that clear signal right there. Going by it, and we're heading down Cemetery Hill. Going to Austin. In front of us is Highway 126 coming into Columbia. This is going down Cemetery Hill. Getting ready to get straightened out on the straight track. This is the Riverfront Park. That's the, what's that ditch called, Charlie? That's the Columbia Canal. That's what it is. The old Columbia Canal. Right over there. This track to the right is what we call Munster. It leads up into Rich Tex Brick. We'll work Rich Tex Brick tomorrow on our return trip. Tanner says that's everyone's favorite industry. Wonder why. We have a good time up in there. Barnes at the throttle now. Old Mercer's going to take us up the road. We're going to go by North Columbia Rock Quarry. This is what the throttle stand looks like. This old 7000 series engine. About 1978 was the year it was built. 3,500 horsepower. That's the HOT, the radio, the big air brake, little brake.
See that 371, oh?
What we're looking at right here is a new bridge they're building. It's a rebuild is what it is, and we're going to try to get a picture of the bridge crew doing the work. This is Mr. Tucker and company. There's some of the people working on the bridge. A nice welding machine. right here goes into Dreyfus Rock Quarry. It's another rock quarry. Goes way around there and we spot cars in there. They're working.
We got to work between the 108 and the 111 yard speed. So, now they want to decide how we want to go, but I'm sure we got to spare five.
Boy, ain't nothing like a good job on the railroad, is it? Sit back, lay it in a chair, drinking Coca-Colas. Got flow-through ventilation in here. All the doors. How warm would we say it is? About 85 degrees.
Right, let the engineer do all the work.
That's exactly right.
Off to the side, and I've been talking to those doors was hanging out the window waiting and wonder who was running the engine. The doors, the conductor, and the brakes all hanging out the window. Made me wonder who was on the dead man fell on those doors. And he said the roof man, that man goes.
Turkeys right there on the ground. There they go, baby turkeys. Well, we're coming into Austin now. Austin is a place on the railroad between Columbia and Spartanburg, about 25 miles from Columbia, where the V line, which is used to go to Greenville years ago, junctions with the line going to Spartanburg. There's been a lot of work going on here in the past, and still is nowadays. We set cars off here every day, pick cars up. We meet another job that comes out of Newberry here almost every day. And a lot of sashaying going on around this place for a lot of years. That right up there, that box on that post right up there, that's the telephone box at Austin. We've all called our wives and family from that box. That's a major telephone facility for us out here in the middle of nowhere. Still at Austin. We're going to set off 4 cars here. We're going to couple back up. We're going to leave and go on up to Carlisle, where we're going to meet another train. This is our crew here getting ready to get down on the ground. They're going to make a cut on the train. We're going to set off 4 cars.
Anytime you stop, be good, man. You got the cut, Sandy, take them with you.
What are you doing down there, Mr. Barnes?
Get these cars off.
I hear you. Lining the switches.
Drive on these, need about 15 cars, but you're about 20 in here.
All right, I hear you. 15 and 20.
One car. Anytime good, 371. Need a little slack, Sandy. That's good, man. and couple up in 6 cars. 6.
Well, we've lined back up. We've set the cars off. Charlie's lined both of the crossover switches. That's a crew working up there in the pass track there, putting in, nailing in spikes or bolting up the rail or something like that. There's our brakeman. He's coming back to get on the engine. He's probably going to eat lunch now. And we'll go on up the road. Our next stop will be Carlisle. We're Oliver and Company, track department, working on the pass track. That's a good group of fellas right there. Yeah. Good group of fellas. I don't know what they're doing. They got a machine running. Highway 34 bridge at the west end of Austin. Highway 34. Yeah. Track department truck at Austin. Charlie's going to get us a little more ice. It's a hot day and our ice is melting in the cooler. We need plenty of ice. Steam plant on the Broad River. That's the track right there to your left of where we used to put coal in it years ago. They don't use coal anymore. They've changed over to oil. I believe it's oil fired now. The track's still there. And the steam plant's right here on the left. Of course, this being is pretty much out of date. They use the nuclear plant now up on the hill. Broad River is just right over there through those trees. There's their storage tank. Go around this curve, it's a 40-mile-an-hour curve, and then we'll be out on the river bank. We'll show you some pretty scenery, hopefully. We're coming out in the clear now, alongside the Broad River. Looks like from the looks of the bank, they're letting water go through the dam. This river goes up and down, or they may be pumping it up into the nuclear plant, or up into Lake Monticello, the reservoir for the nuclear plant for the cooling the reactor. That's what we see every day, right on the river bank. Tell by looking way over there is the railroad track. I'll zoom it in and see if we can get it. This is a 3-mile curve from where we are right now to right over there. You can have a 2-mile train, and when the engines get right over there, you can see the rear of the train. The days when we ran cabooses in the middle of the night, my friend Charlie, he'd be on the rear of the caboose when we'd be on that 087. Isn't that right, Charlie? It'd be waving his lantern at you. You remember that, Charlie? Come through here. So I can get a picture of the track in front of us. Starting around the curve. Three-mile curve. I just hate we don't have a long enough train. That's Austin back that way. It's pretty country out in here. No roads, no highways, no houses, nothing. Just the river and the railroad track. I'll show you now now is the intakes for the nuclear plant. Probably can't hear anything with the wind noise, but we're going to try to get it anyway. That's the dam for Lake Monticello. Lake Monticello. That's where they pump the water, up. Really cool reactor. That's not water. See it next to something. Were you on here when the tornado blew it over, Charlie?
No, but I was on the other side. Tony Rendell got down here in the line along the track.
Was that Hugo?
No, that wasn't Hugo. That was the one that hit Newberry. That was in 19, let's see, where it comes on with it. That was in 1983 or 84.
1983 or 4. Blew the towers down with the lines across the track.
Yeah. The tower was bent over into the water.
Good gracious.
And the one on the leg on the other side, it was bent over on the ground.
Is that right? How long did it take them to get the wires up?
I don't know exactly because I wasn't on there. Had to wait for the power company to come.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah, that's the one done. That's where it hit.
Okay. We'll see if we can get a shot of it when we get on up there. Make them out. Are the ones when the tornado came through in 1983 or 4. The tornado knocked these down. The wires were laying across the track. Blocked the trains out. We got to stop short of them though. This place we're going to show you is run by the game management state wildlife people. It's a duck place. They grow corn in there and get these ducks in there, and they have these hunts. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. They're growing the corn right now. They flood it through a pipe. This is where they grow corn out in there to get those ducks in, and they flood it. Well, we'll get it here in a minute, maybe. There it is. Yes, sir. Pass the straw, over. That's a hot box detector. We're going to hear it go off right now in a minute. Checks the train to see if there's any defects. Mechanical voice in there. Computer that'll talk to you. Takes it a minute after the train goes by for it to go off.
Milepost 124.2, no defects.
Right, no defects. Get Bill Hendricks out to store the wave at us when we go by. Just another view of where we're going. We're down on the riverbank, getting ready to come into Shelton, South Carolina. Shelton years ago had a big Shivers bottling plant there. They had spring water here, supposed to make I don't know if they bottled ginger ale or if it was just bottled spring water, but they had a big bottling plant here. Of course, that shut down a long time ago. And when we get down here to Shelton, we're going to cross the Broad River Trestle. We'll cross the Broad River, and we'll try to get a picture of the date plate on the trestle. It dates back to the early 1900s. The overhead spanned trestle. We're going to go right on across it. The trestle's about 3/10 of a mile long. Crosses the river. Then we go up Carlisle Hill to Carlisle. We get to Carlisle, we're going to swap engines with the other side. We're going to meet a train up there.
float logs down the river.
Had a lumber mill at Shelton. They float logs down the river. Where would they float the logs to?
Right here.
Uh-huh. Deer stand down in the woods right there. There used to be some pretty woods right through here, but they pulpwooded it a few months ago, and they really destroyed the beauty of these woods here. Cut a lot of trees out of here and dragged them out. They do that though. Takes a long time for it to come back, and they leave such a mess. Okay, this is the curve. We're getting ready to cross the Broad River Trussell. W116 milepost. There's the beginning of it. Picture of the river. Picture of us going through the Trussell. Better view. At the end of the Trussell around there, it's 4/10 of a mile long. They rebuilt this Trussell about 10 years ago. It used to be all wood. You get kind of shaky sometimes. 372, we've swapped engines. We're on a different set of engines now. Now we have 3 engines. And as soon as we get our brake test made and get everything done like it's supposed to be, we're going to leave here and going up the track. Try to get a picture of a crew member here. This is Bruce McFarland carrying HOT, and he's on the other crew. He's a high conductor, and he's a good friend of all ours. Wave at us, Bruce.
Hey, how you doing?
Right, good to see you.
Raining out there.
Yeah, it is raining a little bit. Come in, Dennis.
All right.
Lean out the window and give me a big wave. Going by.
Yeah, great. 372. Probably need some fancy cream below. Need some more running time down there. Carry one, please. Yeah, that's correct. 3969 up.
South Carolina. Check everybody out. There's Mr. Tanner sitting up front right there. Mr. Barnes in the back riding on this new engine we have here. Gonna show you a little lady that always waves at us right down here. She's the lady at Monarch Mill. Always waves at us. We can count on her 7 days a week. Right there.
You got a shot of a whistle blower?
I think I have, yeah. Blow the horn for me, Mercy. Track right here, little pass track right before you come into downtown Union. Through downtown Union. Downtown Union. Glenn Creech. This is the BUC Railroad. We're getting ready to cross over this little bridge. Buffalo Union Carlisle Railroad is just a little spur line now. We don't do anything much down there. We have in the past.
Alright, the train looks good by Union. What about let us know when you get about the 85, 80.
It's the Union Fire Department, Police Department combination. Right nice place. That house right there is where an old gentleman lives. It always manages to come out and wave at us also. Just to come out and wave at us. He's a retired gentleman. He's one of those people we can always count on to say hello. Now,
I can't believe it. Just did a trip on my last day.
I know it. It's nice. It may have been planned. Let's just hope we have one tomorrow. How about that?
I'll be even greater.
I know it. You look like you laid back over there. Laying back, cooling it.
Not like I'm going to be tomorrow or the next day.
I hear you. I hear you. Be listening to that CD player in the chair, won't you?
Right.
I hear you. Right there is Jack Kelly's house. Retired engineer off to Southern. We call it Kelly's Curve because it's right here at Jack's house. 40-mile-an-hour speed restriction. We are going 40 miles an hour right now around Kelly's Curve. Our speed limit on this track is 45, by the way.
And you put the camera on the speedometer?
Yeah. See? A little bit under 40 miles an hour. And right there is Bonham Fire Department. We're in Garner country right now, where Frank Van Garner lives. Van Garner is the yard master. Frank's a retired agent at Union. Used to be the Union operator for years and years. All propped up. Still Bonham. That's Van Garner's brother's trailer right there. I think the family owns all this property. There's Van's garage and his house right there. Van's yard master in Haines. Swimming pool, I believe that might be his aunt or his grandmother's house. That's a truck living up to the restriction. He stopped for the crossing. That's real good. Yes, sir. That's Sunoco. That's a plant we work occasionally. Sunoco Products. Right outside of Union. Take them by the Jonesville chip mill down through old Lockhart Junction. Charlie, you know anything about the Lockhart branch? Did you ever work it? Yeah. You did? A long time ago. I remember that track being in there. How long ago? When did they take that? About 12 years, 10, 12 years ago? Or was it longer than that? It's been longer than that because I was working over here. I worked over here. I remember a switch and a track being in there, but I don't remember actually the branch line. That's an old peach shed. Yeah. They used to have a little yard up there that had 4 tracks. Was that right? What kind of business did they do up there? Where'd the peach shed? What kind of industries were over there on the Lockhart Junction? Just cotton mills. Cotton mills. And had a lot of boxcars, things like that over there. Yeah, one pulpwood place. Yeah. When I worked, it might have been more than that earlier. Yeah. Let's see. Used to have a regular job and went to work over there, didn't we? Well, I went to work here. Come up here. I see. We run around our train and then 3 long tracks. Yeah. Had a little butt head, a little dingy engine. Yeah. 65 something. Yeah. We're going to get a picture of this chip mill. This is the Jonesville chip mill. Got 2 tracks that load chips in. We spent a lot of time in that place working. To pull the loads back this way, we put the empties in the other end. Here's a big old thing that handles the logs up, puts them in that round chipper right there. You chip them up, run up the conveyor belt, and drop them down in the car. It's a slick operation. Jonesville chip mill. Old Lockhart Junction, that's the peach shed we were talking about earlier. Lockhart Junction coming into Jonesville, and we had a bad hailstorm here about a week ago, and we're going to try to get a picture of this cornfield. Man always has real pretty corn in the cornfield, but the hail just stripped the corn. Just tore the cornfield all to pieces. Right over here on the right. We're going to see if we can get a picture of it. There's a lot of kudzu in this area, and it really knocked the leaves off the kudzu, really set the kudzu back a good bit. Pictures of the corn stalks that got messed up. Really did a lot of damage up through here. Had trees across the track. Devil's Gardens right up. We had hail about 10 inches thick on the highway. It was really a mess around here. A lot of damage. Coming into Jonesville, South Carolina, a little town on the way to Spartanburg. Little one-horse town, got 2 or 3 crossings in it. Picture of the back of our train as we're coming into Jonesville. We've picked up some wood chips and one thing or another. We'll end up setting those off. We'll go to Hain, which they say today was 6 cars. 6 cars and 3 engines. Jonesville Log Yard. We made a film on these log cars. They load full trees on these cars and strip the limbs off and load them up, send them to the pulpwood place. These cars are real tough to handle. They got a lot of slack in them. The ground crew has a hard time riding the sides of them because of the inset, but they sure do load a lot of wood in this place. A lot of trees come out of South Carolina. A lot of them come through on this railroad line. We handle a bunch of them on a normal day. This day here is kind of light, but this will be the Jonesville Log Yard up here we'll see right now. Coming into Packlet, you get over this little crossing here. I'll show you a house on the left-hand side. That's James Robinson's house. That's the man who bought the lake lot from up at Monticello. He might get out here and give us a little wave. Blow him a little shave and a haircut. See if we can get him out and see us here. There they are. They're waving at us. Yeah. And around this curve we'll be coming into Packlet, South Carolina. We're going to set off some of these cars we picked up. And we'll pick them back up tomorrow on the return trip. Take them back to Columbia. And we'll go on to Spartanburg from here with 6 cars and our 4 engines, and we'll lay over in the fantastic sleeping accommodations that we have up there on I-85. We've left Packlet now. We're on our way to Spartanburg. This next place up here is Dick Lee's house. He's a retired conductor off the yard in Spartanburg. He has that little shop right there and has a real nice farmhouse. Real nice farm out there. That belongs to Dick Lee. All our work. I guess Spartanburg's next stop. Wouldn't all say that? I'll say that. We'll lay up in the cool air conditioning in the motel room. Highway 176 right out there going to Spartanburg. Buy the newspaper. Buy a newspaper, that's right. See what comes on TV tonight. TV guy. Yeah, TV guy. Go watch TV, go to Wendy's, aren't we? Last day, Charlie, you gonna take us out for dinner tonight? celebrate with you?
Yeah, I'll take you out tonight.
All right, okay.
That's a problem.
I think I want a T-bone steak over at Quincy's. How about that? Did you eat a T-bone steak, Mercer?
Yes, indeed. We should have agreed on where we was going to eat before I agreed on.
Well, you said you'd take us on out to eat. I didn't figure a man with your old dusty money, you got plenty of old dusty money, would matter. This BASF. BASF Whitestone. We're coming into now is called Camp Croft. A lot of industries in here, mainly the oil companies. They're all right around here in this one section. We have a lot of problem with gas tanker trucks running out in front of us up through here. We take it kind of easy through here. We usually go through about 25 miles an hour, something like that, and blow the horn a lot. But I'm going to show you the oil company. This is where the pipeline comes through, and they all get their oil out of the pipeline, they gas out of the pipeline, and they put it in big tanks, and then they distribute it through the state in trucks. But this is where the pipeline comes into Spartanburg, where all these oil companies are. First one we'll see up here on the right will be Gulf Oil, and then I believe it was Amoco and several others. Got some on the left-hand side across the street, but I'm not going to work with them. We're still parallel to 176, I believe it is, going into Spartanburg. The switch right here leads back up to Kohler, the Kohler plant where they make bathtubs and commodes and things like that. Now that's the Gulf Oil track leading in right there. You can see all the tank cars. They load diesel fuel for the railroad there. Railroad gets its diesel fuel for the locomotives right out of there. Whatnot. This place is a real dangerous place for us on the train. A bunch of cars up there that they leave that are storage cars. Cars will get ready to pass by on this side track. The local, Freddie Barfield and that local, they leave their cars here. I imagine these cars go up in the Kohler plant. Must be probably something they use in making bathroom fixtures with porcelain bathroom fixtures, whatever they make it out of. Next oil company, I believe we can see the sign. It's Crown Distributor place, where Crown gas comes from all over the state. They have their oil companies, not quite as big, but they do. They have. The next one we'll see down here will be the Exxon Distributor place. Shell Oil Company.
371 in that tank.
And then this will be Exxon. I forgot about Shell in there. Shell. And that's Exxon right there. See the truck with the Tiger on it. The Exxon truck. Rely on the Tiger. I don't know what that oil company is down there, but we have another one that's back in the woods you can't really see, but we have a tough time through here with gas trucks. This is Clement Lumber Company on the left-hand side. It's a big lumber company. They sell a lot of wood products here. I think they have a planing, they take rough lumber and they size it down to the wood that you're buying. Places like Lowe's or places like that as well, they sell it themselves. Right down here is what we call East Spartanburg. We'll fork off to the right, go over the crossing, down the hill to Beaumont. Beaumont is a junction where the Spartanburg main line comes into the north-south big main line, signal main line. We have to get a hold of the dispatcher and he'll line all the switches from here on out into Hayne Yard. We'll see some signal boards and one thing down here. Right there. Here, we're going down the hill to Beaumont. There's a signal right there. We've just asked the dispatcher to line us up. It's still yellow though. That's approach. That means we've got to stop down at the next signal. We got to be prepared to be stopped before we pass the next signal down at the bottom of the hill. That's where we'll enter the big double track main line. We'll cross over most probably to track 2. We'll run up track 2 by Magnolia Street Depot, where the Amtrak picks up passengers at Spartanburg, and then we'll go on up around the curve and go in Hayne Yard. We'll yard these little 6 cars, put the engines in the shop, and we'll go to our fine sleeping quarters at the motel for a nice little layover. Yeah. What you doing over there, Mr. Tanner?
I'm riding high.
You're riding high. You are riding high. You're sitting on top of 2 coolers. Drinking a diet. Let's see, that's a diet Bilo Cola. Yes, sir. Barnes over there running the engine. That right there is emergency brake valve. That's a panic button, so to speak, for the people sitting over here on this side of the engine.
All right. You got with me.
Mercy, you see what Charlie's done? We started talking about him taking us out to eat since this is his last trip and everything. He kind of clammed up. He started gathering up his groceries, saying, well, he just thinks he's going to sit in the room and eat tonight.
Yeah.
Not going to go anywhere. It looks like we're going to, unless we can get him to give us a credit or a blank check or something, looks like we're going to be on our own.
I'll buy you breakfast.
Yeah, buy the breakfast in the morning. A jelly biscuit at Hardee's. Big spender, right? Oh, man.
We ain't got no special floor orders right here, do we?
No, it's 20-mile-an-hour curve, but you got to be prepared to stop at the signal. You can run up to 20. After we see the signal, if it's diversion route clear, then we can blast off 25 miles an hour through the crossovers down there at Beaumont, or that switch there, 25. There's an old rail greaser. Put those on the track to make us engineers have a hard time pulling the hills, but the main reason they're there is every time the wheel runs over, it hits a little button and squirts out a little dab of grease on the inside of the rail, and the wheels pick it up and roll that grease around these curves here, and it keeps the wheels from wearing out the inside of the rail, so they don't have to replace the rail quite as often. It's right expensive with this welded rail, they say, to replace it. This is a trussel right here they just finished rebuilding about a month ago. Put new ties on it. I can smell the creosote coming out of them just as we went over it. We're getting ready to hit the double main line down here at Beaumont. As soon as we come around this curve here, we're going to see the bottom signal. It'll be a red, another red, and a bottom green. That's a diversion route clear. Proceed through diversion route, observing authorized speed through turnout and crossover. 25 miles an hour. Here we go. Yeah.
It's a race place.
There's more engineering we're going by. They built a race car for Motorcraft. Who is that? That's number 15. That's Morgan Shepherd, isn't it?
Yeah. Jeff Bodine this year.
Oh, it's Jeff Bodine this year? Yeah. That's where they, you're right, you got a pretty head, Mercy. See an advanced approach. Next signal, it might not be able to see it on the camera, but it is an advanced approach up the top of the hill at Magnolia. Advance approach tells us we can proceed approaching the second signal, prepared to stop. The second signal will be our entrance signal into Hayne Yard. Notice we have another track over here beside us. That's track number 1. That's the number 1 main line. We're traveling track 2. Usually southbound trains travel on this track, which now we're southbound since we turned out at Beaumont. The northbound trains will travel on the other track, generally speaking. That's not always the way it works, but generally speaking, that's the way it's designed to be. Clear signal. Mr. Garman's on the ball. He gave us a high green signal. That means he's got us lined up on up there at Hayne Junction where we'll enter the yard. And we're going to pass it where the cars are going to cross. That's Beaumont Street and the Beaumont Depot. I don't know if you can tell, but it'll be on the left-hand side. We'll try to get a picture of it when we go by. Old Beaumont Depot. Magnolia Street Depot, excuse me. Signal coming into sight. You can see the passenger landing on the left-hand side. Get a glimpse. That went on out toward that phone pole right there, but we had an ice storm that came through and it knocked it down, so they just took it on down, never did rebuild it. Approach slow. Next signal is a blinking yellow. See it up there barely. That signal tells us to approach the next signal at slow speed. Train exceeding medium speed, which is 30 miles an hour, must at once reduce to that speed. But you have to approach the next signal at slow speed. This slows us down so we don't get going too fast to go into Hayne Yard. We have to enter the switch up there at Hayne Yard about 10 miles an hour, prepared to stop, and we'll have to line ourselves in. That up there coming into view is Hayne Junction, where that other signal is. There'll be an electric switch up there. That signal, I don't know if it can be seen yet or not, but it's a red on the top and a bottom yellow. That is a restricted proceed. That tells us to proceed at restricted speed, not exceeding 15 miles an hour, looking out for switches not properly aligned, train, engine, obstruction, things like this. In other words, we have to be real careful when we have a signal like this. This is what they give us to enter the yard with. We're already down to about, I reckon about 15 miles an hour now. Ready to head into the yard. Okay. Yeah, you can see the switch is lined to the right. We're heading into Hayne Yard. This is Hayne Yard right up here. We're going to go into southbound. We're going to turn left at this next switch. And we'll go on that track to the left of that covered hopper, that white covered hopper right up there. That's the southbound. Charlie's going to get up there and go line us in.
20 feet, son. Yes, 5. Try one, please.
Charlie's going up there to line us in.
Now we're going to stop and burn that other stick one in, and we'll be going north to Hayne Junction.
Signing back. We are lined in the southbound. We'll go on by and Charlie will stay here and line up behind us. Tie the train down, I reckon. He'll probably go with us. He might just go with us. I don't know. He gonna go with us, Mercer? Oh, we got another switch wrong. Yeah, I see it now. Can you see Mercer? Can you see it? Oh, he's gonna stay here.
Yeah, he's gonna stop us when we clear.
Oh, okay, I got you covered. All right, I was wrong. I'm sorry. There we go. stop us when the rear car gets in the clear. And we're gonna cut the train off, put the engines in the shop. He'll tie them down, probably walk up. And there's our train coming in the yard back there behind us. Okay, we have arrived Hayne Yard. This is what the lower end of Hayne Yard looks like. Way on up the other side of those chip hoppers is a tower, a big old tower up there, right beside the main line. The main line's right over there. Charlie's tying the train down right now. As soon as he gets through tying the train down, we're gonna go on up there and put the engines in the shop. What's the reason why you're doing that, Charlie?
To keep my job.
That's exactly right. Got to keep it one more day, right? Okay. Doing that is because this hill's on the incline. You have to put a handbrake on the car to keep it from rolling out.
It's not that easy. We got the air brake doing all the work for us.
That's right.
All I got to do is just take the slack out the chain. But when you don't have the air brakes already applied, you have to use muscle.
That's right. You got that. Any man your age that can break a brake chain's in pretty good shape. You can do it. Cut the engines off the train now. Go ahead. Turning out the air. Pulling the pin.
Slack off, Mercer.
Telling Mercer to slack off. So now we'll go get on the engine, put the engines in the shop, and we'll be ready to go to the motel room. It's Hayne Yard. That's Hayne Tower. Right below it is the yard office. That metal building there to the left of that yellow truck is, I think, the track department's building. And right behind those camp trailers is the diesel shop where we'll put the engines. Right back over in there where that brick building is. That's the old diesel shop. There's the track 1 and track 2 double main line runs from Washington, D.C. to New Orleans through Atlanta.
That's good, Tommy.
All right, they've got to cross those switches line, sign it back, and here we go. I love the motel room. It's 4 o'clock. Same day we're here for our layover. And this is what it looks like. Got a fluorescent light hanging over the little table. Couple of chairs, 2 wore out sagging beds. That's Dennis Dawkins' bed, and that's my bed over there. Got a long table with a lamp, a TV, and a sink over there in the corner. A good faded out carpet, and a floor that's guaranteed to pull the hide off the bottom of your feet if you go in there barefooted. So we don't go in there barefooted. We lay the towels down. They always give you 3 or 4 of them wore out towels that you can see through. Big as I am, it takes about 5 to dry me off. Sink, shower, and what I like most is this window right over the top of the bathroom. I don't know why anybody wants to fill the window over the top of the bathroom, but nevertheless that goes out on the walkway outside. This here section is called the executive suite. It cleans these places up, aren't you? How you doing?
All right, you?
Yeah, just fine. We're just showing our wives where we stay and what the railroad track looks like.
It is.
Yeah.
Y'all going back to work?
No, we're not going to go back till in the morning. That's all we're going to do. Anyway, that's the way it goes, and that's life on the railroad. Now, we'll be here for about 12 hours this trip, kind of long, and then we'll head to home. I do like these fluorescent lights over the bed. It gives you a nice warm feeling. Be going home. Hopefully we'll get a Cogburn call in the morning. Tell you in the morning the difference between a Cogburn and a Tanner call. But right now we're hoping for a Cogburn call. This is all for today. Bye. Good morning, Spartanburg. It's 3:17 in the morning. Where are you going? don't run off anywhere.
Going home, I hope.
Yeah, we're going home. I want you to, you know, I mentioned yesterday afternoon on this thing that we sometimes we have Cogburn calls and sometimes we have Tanner calls. And what is this, Charlie?
Cogburn call.
That's right. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. That's a Cogburn call. A Tanner call is going to work at 7 o'clock in the morning and getting off at 5 in the afternoon. And so now you know the difference.
This is all right.
This is all right today, right?
Special reason.
Special reason. That's exactly right. Now, who is this over here? Charlie, introduce this fine lady over here.
Let her introduce herself.
This is our favorite hostess. This is Miss Marion. She lives Lake Lyman. You live in Lyman on Lake Bowen. There you go. Which is it?
Lyman Lake.
Lyman Lake. Okay, I got you.
Right.
But she's our most favorite. We can always rest assured that she's going to take care of us when we're up here at this place spending the night. Waking us up on time and all that kind of good stuff. Ain't that right?
Ain't that right, Charlie?
One more thing.
What?
Tell us how old you are.
I am 59 years old.
I don't want to picture that.
All right, and looks about like 42 or 3. That's right, isn't that right? Okay. All right.
You taking care of yourself.
What did you think of this?
Well, we've got the engines out of the shop. Getting ready to go down through the yard now and find our train. This is about where we left off yesterday. 4 o'clock in the morning. Stop here to line ourselves out on the switching ladder. We'll line out on the switching ladder. We're going to go up to track number 7 on the ladder. There's Charlie over there. He's going to walk up the ladder and line the switches, get us in track number 7. That's where our train is this morning. Got a little short train. Be leaving here. First stop will be Packlet. We'll pick up the cars that set off yesterday. Then I think the next stop is Austin. So we ought to, by all rights, have a pretty good trip this morning. little luck, we'll be off good shape before lunchtime. That's what we're hoping. Well, we're underway again, leaving Hain Yard, going back east to Columbia, coming around the curve to Magnolia Street Depot. 5:01 a.m. Underway. Alright. Well, that's the big thing tonight, that's Magnolia Depot. Signal blinking up there, that's approach slow. He just got us lined up at Beaumont. Go up the Columbia side to Columbia. Good morning, coming into Union. Looking at the work train there, getting ready to go. Let's go see if we can get a shot of the work train crew. Looks like the work train crew going to work yet. Union's still a sleepy little town. Here it is, 7 o'clock in the morning. On standby. But I barely got her. Just past Monarch Mill. Tried to get the old lady that always waves at her. Mama, we always give her a Christmas present every year. She comes out, it don't matter if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, she comes out and waves at us. She's a nice lady. Don't know her name, we all call her Mama. She lives right east of you. How's everything going with you this morning, Mr. Tanner? What are you doing? What are you doing? How's everything going with you? Good. Last trip. About 61 miles. That's right, 61 miles. Everything been just right, won't it? Just right.
Good morning, good morning.
You got your hands full.
Having fun.
I hear you. I hear you, boy. The man got both hands in gear right there.
What time are you going to make it in,
All right, doing a good job. Engineers need to be born. Engineers need to be born with one eyeball in the side of their head when they watch the speedometer. Don't have to turn your neck quite as much, isn't that right?
That's about the size of it.
We're not running about 60 miles an hour right now. Not quite. Almost. All right. Well, we're getting ready to start across the Broad River down at Shelton. We'll see if I can do a better job taking a picture of it in the river today. I don't believe I got everything I should have gotten the last time. 4/10 of a mile long. Spans over it. See if we can get them in a picture of the river, and I'm going to lean out the window here and see if we can get one of the date plates we'll go over. There it is. Shelton, 116 mile post. Used to be a depot here and a store where my father was born back in 1914. How about that? I gave him a Bill Hendricks up at the store at Blair gave me a Shivers bottle, you know, what they make drink, was it Was it spring water that they bottled here? Or was it a ginger ale? Do you remember?
No.
Well, anyway, I got Bill Hendricks gave me one of those bottles. I gave it to Daddy. He liked it. I gave it to him for his Father's Day present about 3 or 4 years ago.
Where your daddy born?
He's born right here in Shelton.
You kidding?
No, sir.
I thought you joking.
No. Right in Shelton. He was the son of a Methodist preacher. He had 5 or 6 sisters. I forget. I had to figure out how many aunts I had. 5 or 6 sisters. He's the only boy born in 1914. Hello? Getting the train across the beautiful Broad River Trestle in Shelton. We're going to blast off here in just a half a minute. We're just getting back up to 40 miles an hour. We're going to head off. You notice this engine hasn't been loaded sometimes when you come out of dynamic brake here. Come back.
When you stop pushing the button, it just stop recording?
Yeah. Yeah, push the button.
But how do you know when it's recording? I don't see
It
it.
says it in the viewfinder. See, you see it says,
Well, it's still saying record, though.
I push the red button. And then wind switch on. I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it. We're passing the, about the 118.5 mile post. Running right parallel to the river. The river you can see out there maybe through the bushes and the trees. It is the Broad River. We're trying to look for now a few deer we can find. You'll see a lot of deer and turkey through here. But since we're looking for them today, we probably won't see any. We're going to kind of keep watching and try to get a shot of one too. This 120 mile post right here, a little trestle right around the curve here. Dispatcher, that's Larry Lister.
Track work 73, 372 is bound to W117, 117 at 7:35 a.m. Over.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir.
2 rear units though. In this curve, when we get over this little small crossing, it'll be Blair, North Carolina. Good place to come buy antiques. Blair store.
There's your turkey.
Where is he? Yep, there he went. I didn't see him through the viewfinder. I saw him when I opened my eyes. There flew off in the woods. This is Blair, South Carolina, where we just passed. Used to be a rock quarry here on the left. Used to get rock out of it years ago. Y'all, did that rock quarry fill up with water?
I think so.
Blair Quarry. I believe it did too. Yeah, took the track out. Can't even go in there anymore. Trees growing up in the track now. Look down at the Broad River, running right beside the railroad track. We're about, I guess, 40 feet from it. 40 feet from the river at this particular point in time. Get further away from it. This is Highway 34 bridge. Highway 34 bridge right here. This is a station we call Strava. Used to be a pass track on the left-hand side. They took it out, I reckon, about 3 or 4 years ago. We used to occasionally have to set cars off there and things. We mainly used it for storage purposes, overflow cars, things like that. That white building down there on the left-hand side with the tower that's coming into view is the Strava hot box detector. We heard one of closed yesterday, but have a hot box detector every 10 miles alongside the railroad track. You see in the middle, right over the crossing there, there's a thing right there, right over the crossing, right there. And that checks for things that are dragging up under the box cars, and it'll set an alarm off, and that computer inside that hot box detector will stop us. It'll tell us where the location in the train, where the you know, whatever it is that's broken is dragging, and we'll have to stop and go back and check it out. That's what they're there for, to try to cut down on the derail. Hot box ought to be going off right here in just a second.
Norfolk Southern, milepost 124.2, no defects.
No defects. This morning corn I was trying to get a shot of yesterday, and they'll flood all this area here when duck season comes in, and they grow in this corn and let those ducks come out there and light it. Hunters have a field day. Hunters, they like to hunt those areas. South Carolina game management. Tax dollars at work. This little crossing right here is called Dawkins, South Carolina. Used to be a little track on the left. I've never stopped there. It's always been gone since I've been running the engine. Still alongside the backwater on the Broad River. Can't see much of it from here for all the trees, but it's what it is. Get a glimpse too of it. Still looking for those four-legged deer, but we haven't seen any yet. Picture of old railroad bed. You can see where the railroad used to go through here before we built this new bridge on the 3-mile curve. We built this new bridge for the trip right through there. That's the railroad right there. Built this new bridge here for the when they had to do all this digging to get the water in to pump it up into Lake Monticello when they built the nuclear plant. Stop will be Austin. We're going to set off 4 or 5 cars and 2 of our engines. The Newberry job, the job that comes out of Newberry, he'll get those engines and he'll leave the 2 he has. He's had those engines for a week now. They need to be fueled, serviced, and the air checked in the tires, and one thing another like that. The windshield washed, and they have to go to the shop for research. Well, that's what we're going to leave 2 engines, and 371 coming out the other side of this job will pick those engines up and take them to Spartanburg where they'll service. But that's the engine in the motor. We never read that sign right over there, and I don't think I can take a picture of it. I always wondered what that sign said. I guess it's something about high water or the dam being down there, because just around the corner is a hard dam across the border. Coming into Austin now. Got a picture of it there. I didn't realize I could see it there. Around the curve in Austin. Well, we're coming in Austin now. Pass track. That old track that went down in there. Yes, sir. That sounds like the old Austin Woodyard. They've taken that track out as well. You used to get a lot of pulpwood at it out of that old woodyard there in Austin. Came out of that woodyard. We'll go around here, make a cut, set off, pick up, so forth and so on, and we'll be ready to go. Got 2 rock quarries and a brickyard to work before we get Columbia. We set our cars off. Leaving Austin. Now we'll have two stops. North Columbia Rock Quarry and Rich Tex Brick in Munster, South Carolina. Still looking for them four-legged deer. I don't know if you can see it or not, but just had a deer go across right down in front of us. Just 2, 3. Going across right down there in the curve. See that thing or not? It went across from the right to the left. Again, this is the bridge they're reworking. Might get the tow over here. Get a better view of it. A couple of workmen down there.
On a Swift 372.
Pretty tough on the bridge timbers up. That's what they have to do to get it.
Push the derail line and shoot up them and look good about 8 cars on the rear now 372.
Well, it's 10 a.m. We're in the Rich Tex Brick plant, Munster, South Carolina. It's our last stop before we head to Andrews Yard. We've coupled up down in plant number 2. We're waiting right now to get a dock board out, and we're going to pull them out. Plant number 4. Come back in here and spot the empties, and we'll take the loads out of plant number 4, and we'll go to Andrews Yard.
It is. The water stuff they got to go, just didn't have any water. When Asher dispatcher track supervisor has your mouth.
Big place.
On the SC line somewhere around 12 o'clock or 1, between 12 and 1 o'clock, folks. Okay, you gonna be on the SB line any? No, not today. I'll be up there tomorrow. Okay then, thank you, Al. Okay, yeah.
Number 2 right here. We'll pull those 3 cars out, take them down the hill to the main line, and then we'll go to Columbia. In the distance, if you can see the traffic going across right there, that's I-20. I-20.
Stop 4 cars, 4. 64.
Dispatcher's giving the conductor a track warrant in the background.
Yes, sir. Track warrant 297, 297, TNE 766, 7.66, mile 4W, 157, 157. block 1, track 1, number 7373 is Horn. Take block number 2, proceed from milepost W154-154 to Andrews Yard West, ANDREWSYRD-WST on the main track. Check block 11. Rule 99, protection not required against following trains on the same track. Dispatch LAR, copied by MLB Hope.
Track 1, 297, okay at 1040. 1040 AM, LAL, MLB.
297, okay at 1041. 104, 1 AM. Thank you, sir. Oh, man.
That ought to do it, shouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Let's go home. Be right Friday morning. The clouds breaking a little bit, but I'm sure, according to the weatherman, it's going to rain by this afternoon. We sure need some, unless we got it while we were gone, but we needed some at home. Give you one last look before we go into Andrews Yard. That'll be about it for this trip. So we're coming through Elwood Junction right now, starting through the Congaree Vista corridor, the new corridor they built, getting ready to go on to Hugh G Street. I see a CSX train right over there on the CSX track going in front of us. Well, on his track, so we don't always see all the time. Cockville Carpets up there on the left. Got the big AT&T tower way up tall on the left. I agree. This is new ditch put in. Well, this is the Whaley Mill. I've been talking.
372, number 1 in the shop.
I'd like Biddy number 1. I've been talking all day long about looking for four-legged deer, but if the sun was shining, we'd be looking at two-legged deer laying right out there beside that pool. But the sun's not shining, so they're not there. We're entering Andrews Yard now. We're on the westbound engine lead. Getting ready. We just crossed over Whaley Street, yeah, Whaley Street. And that street right down in front of us is Capital City Mill Crossing. That's the last crossing we go over coming into Andrews Yard. Our trip is just about over with for today. It's Rosewood Drive. Jerry Kelly's little bar. Rosewood Drive, just came over Rosewood. Down there in the distance is a Seaboard train, that same one that was coming through the corridor with us. It's going across in front of us. This is where our tracks and their tracks cross at the west end of Andrews Yard. There's a gate. I'm sure it can't be made out from here, but there's a stop sign gate down there. In front of us. We'll have to stop short of that, line that gate after that train. He's leaving those cut of cars over there for another train to pick up later on. We're entering track number 5 in Andrews Yard. This is what the yard tracks look like. 1 inch track. We're going to pull our 30 cars in. Yard. That's great. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I guess you know now all this was planned. Say what? I guess you know now all this was planned. Huh?
I call him Austin.
Yeah. Give us a wave. Yeah, looks like the Tanner clan showed up to see Charlie. Alright, that's the end of our journey. The end of the line, and the battery's about dead in the camera, so it looked like it all worked out real good. Real fine. We'll see you next time. Bye.